But third map is going to be Foxtrot. This is a good chance for Flash to try and make a comeback.
Yeah, that it is. Flash, he looks a bit frustrated, but he has to put the pass behind him. He needs to win 3 in a row. We've seen it before. Can he be the first one to do it today? We're going into set number 3 between Life and Flash. Down here in the bottom left in the red, the Zerg player, it is Life. He is up 2-0, and he doesn't show any signs of stopping.
Up here in the top right, after Life again, it will be a Terran. Eventually, there he is. There he is. Has to win 3 games in a row now. Pretty underwhelming army composition in the last game. Sticking to Widow Mines when he should have been making some Thors to deal with this Mutamass. This Flash, a.k.a. God of not making Thors.
The God of not making Thors. Pretty well said, Moonglade.
Thank you. I made that one up myself, Valdez. But, man,
genius.
Bit of a problem
genius.
there. Yeah. Not the most favorable positions for the TVZ matchup. The other ones that we saw in Dream against Solar are much more efficient for the Terran, obviously, because that 4th base is a lot more exposed and a lot more, much easier for the Terran to push.
Yep. And Dream was, of course, able to take advantage of that.
Full advantage of that, yeah.
Yep. But this time, once again, it looks like Life is going to go for that hatch on 15. Going to send that drone down. Got a pretty big separation between the 2 guys on this map, so pretty safe to take that one.
Yeah, I mean, sure, there's still a threat of proxy 2-racks on this map. It's not unheard of, completely not. But Flash has kind of gone back into his shell of just macro mode.
Yeah.
And he's going to go for that Reaper expand, which is very good on this map too, because there's that little cliff you can jump up onto to kind of scout out the main base and apply some pressure. And you know, it's just generally a good map for Reaper Hellion sort of pressure.
Yeah.
Hard to spread creep to that 3rd base in due time. You can apply a lot of pressure at the front. I'm sure Flash is going to do his 1 Reaper into Reactor Marines with the Hellion follow-up.
Yeah. Life just going ahead with that gas before pool as greedy as possible. Going to get that Zergling speed pretty fast here. And Overlord moving into position. Do you think we could see actually a pretty aggressive build from Life here? I mean...
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Look how exposed the natural is. The natural in general for both sides. There's a lot of room, a lot of... you need a big SimCity to block off that. Unless you're going to put it right on the ramp. So, I mean, Life, if he wanted to, he could go for another kind of timing attack. I wouldn't put it past him either, because it seems to be his trend. Link with either Ling Bane or Roachling, or Roachling Bane. You name it, he's got it.
Yeah, I mean, he was willing to put on the pressure on Deadwing, and even though he got behind from that pressure a bit, he still won the game eventually,
yeah.
As we did just see there in game number 2. So... it's been working for him. He put on the pressure in game number 1 in King Sejong Station. I feel like we may see it again.
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, he's going to get that fast speedlings out. Going to give him that map control, something Life will always want to do. He's so good with those lings. Applies a lot of counterattack pressure early on, so the Hellion Reaper cannot move out in the map too freely. Well, Life can find those SCV kills. We are seeing that 3rd CC being added by Flash, going into that macro game that he wants.
Definitely does want it. Overlord in position here to just see saturation. And Ling starting to move out on the map. Gonna possibly just poke at the front, see what kind of wall he's got going on.
Yeah, it's just going to be a very standard sort of opening to this game. Nothing too crazy from Life just yet. Just droning up as much as he can. We'll probably go for a 3rd base in a second. Around the 6-minute mark is very standard once both bases have been saturated with drones. And looking at Flash, adding those Hellions now. Hasn't really been... he's looking for like Zerglings in every single corner, just in case there's going to be some sort of a counterattack.
We got a pretty fast lair here out of Life.
Ah, so it's going to be 2 base. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to see, most likely it's going to be the 2-base Muta style. We did see Sulky do this a lot in recent times. In Hot Six Cup, he did defeat Flash with it, actually.
You know who I saw doing this was actually Moonglade on his stream.
Oh, no. I probably lost with it too, Valdez.
No, I think you did pretty okay.
Oh, thanks, man.
But
it is a very interesting style, and it does make a lot of sense, especially against the sort of 2-base timings we are seeing more and more often.
Yeah.
I have seen some greedier Terrans really crush it. I believe, I'm trying to think of who we saw. Maybe, I think it might have been, I think it was in that day that we did do the qualifiers, Valdez.
Yeah, I know what game you're talking about, but I can't quite remember it either.
Daybreak, and we did see it get completely crushed by a macro Terran. I forget the player, the Terran player that was doing it, but it definitely showed the weakness to it. If you aren't getting that 3rd base anytime soon, and you're kind of keeping on equal economy with a Terran, and they do defend the mutas very easily, just doesn't work out as much.
Yeah. Life did get a very nice scout with his Overlord, actually. Saw that 3rd base, that 3rd CC getting built, and that immediately backed off. He knew he didn't have to see anything else.
We actually saw the Reaper jump in. I think the Observer might have missed it, but he jumped into the main base and saw the lair. Had finished in time. So I think Life is Flash is very, very aware that Life is going to be going for those mutas.
He should be, at least. You know, a style that's gaining some popularity in recent days.
And look how timid Flash is. He's just staying at his ramp with his Hellions. He doesn't want to go out on the map, even though there's pretty much nothing there to stop these Hellions from coming down, poking at the Queen, poking at the drones that are saturating the 3rd base. Flash is kind of at a point now that he's just afraid of what Life can do, but he's not doing, you know? He's in his mind.
It's pretty obvious, yeah. I mean, you did say you saw that lair, so maybe he is a bit scared of some, you know, tricky shenanigans that can go down. But again, after losing those 2 games in that fashion, he's got to be scared of what Life has to hold. Life's the kind of player that you can never be safe. You can never feel safe, at least. Like, even this. Life even trying to trade for that 1 Marine, and he gets it.
Trades a Marine.
He backs off.
Forces a stim. Whilst he's doing this, he's almost fully saturated his 3rd base, but no gases just yet. Finally adding them now. Getting 1-1 on the way. He's not too far behind the Terran, about 100 seconds. And, you know, Flash is reacting perfectly. He is making the turrets. He will be ready for mutas when they finally come out. If we see Life start to make them.
Well, he does have 8 moving across the map right now.
Well, he has made them. Okay.
Yeah, and it looks like starting to go towards the middle of the map, but there's already a missile turret here to defend. So Life will probably just go into the main base, try to catch whatever he can, or just start the harass.
Going to start bringing back nightmares of what happened in the last game, and already trading a lot of Marines out. Seems like Life has been practicing his Muta Micro.
Oh, it's pretty obvious, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Forcing out a lot of stims, killing a lot of Marines already. More and more mutas being added. And I think this is a great style from Life, and especially one that seems to be pretty weak of Flash. And Flash losing half his Hellions. He cannot be losing them.
One control group here, just sending the Hellions in alone. Loses about 4 or 5 of them. And he's just making more and more mutas here. Expanding behind it. Even got a macro hatch here. He's just totally in control of this game. Flash, he's been playing safe even before he saw the mutas. Now he's going to be even more on the back foot here.
Yeah. Getting rid of those Hellions actually helped out so much, because that is potentially a lot less Hellbats. We are seeing the kind of this timing from Flash move across the map, but there should be Banelings in place ready for this, and it's pretty much at this point only Marines and 1 Hellion, so there's not much to clean up these Banelings and soak the Banelings.
Yeah. Life's just buying time right now. You just have to be careful those Banelings not in the best spot to morph.
Yeah, great splits from Flash. He's trying to be very, very cost efficient. He might actually have enough.
Oh, no. Very good splits up there on the ramp. Life only has 1 more Baneling, and that's a lot of Marines. He's going to try to fight with the Zerglings and the mutas. He's got a lot of mutas, and he's going to have to fight here.
Yeah, it should be enough mutas to finally clean this up, trading a few of them. Bit of a parade push across the map, though, so Flash can turn this around. Does he want to completely commit, though? We actually are seeing no more extra Banelings being made. Yeah. It's just simply going to be Ling Muta to clean this up.
He's got enough mutas to just do this. Have the Zerglings tank here, and oh no.
A full Medivac and
and more Medivacs.
Medivac account being reset, essentially.
Yeah, and you can see the frustration on Flash's face. He was not happy when that happened. And now Life, he's got 4 bases. He's got a macro hatch. He has a bunch of mutas. What does Flash have? He's trying to put on the pressure, but
yeah, he's running out of steam already. Like
you see, there are 46 workers for Flash. He was trying to put on the pressure pretty hard here.
83 to 46. That fourth base has been saturated. We are seeing a lot of bailings being made. Mutas are going to be on the map starting the counterattack. He can deal with that one turret if he jumps on it. It's really about stopping this parade push that's coming across the map from Flash.
He doesn't even want to. He just wants to go for a counterattack. Only one turret here is not enough.
Oh, he's got to pay attention. Life. He's starting to trade with the Marines, but they are splitting up very, very cost efficiently.
But Life, he's just paying attention to that third base. I think he's okay to take some damage here. Not the best splits even. Trading pretty efficiently. He takes out that CC at the third. And now he's going to come back with the Mutas to fight with his Lings and Banelings.
I think Flash is just simply too tilted from this Muta harassment already.
Oh, yeah.
And
you can see it.
Oh, even the Widow Mine's getting no chance to detonate. And everything's getting cleaned up. And GG. Flash.
Head in his hands. He was just torn apart by Life. Life took full control of that series, wins 3-0. And he looked unstoppable. I mean, this guy versus Terran is unbelievable.
Absolutely ridiculous. And a crushing defeat for Flash. He needs to regroup, go back home, and really think about his TVZ, man, because that was not the best showing of God we've seen. No,
man, it was not.
No.
And we saw one of his fangirls there in the audience visually displeased as well.
To say the least.
Yeah.
Disappointing end to the year for Flash. But a great start for our world champion.
That it is. He's making a huge splash back here in Korea on the scene.
Yep, going to be moving on to the main event, getting out of the SSL Challenge League, I guess you'd call it, division. I can't imagine what we call it, actually.
Yeah.
His match. We'll just call it his challenge match.
You make it out of the round of 32, and you're already looking good. If he faces more Terrans, I am hoping they have a good life. But we're going into an interview with Life here, and we'll have to see what he has to say. How do you feel to make it to the round of 16? I didn't know he was going to play Bio, actually. I am very confident against Bio. And that was the main reason why I was easily able to win.
이영호 선수와의 경기 전 어떤 마음이셨나요?
잘한다고 생각하고 있어서 긴장을 많이 했었는데.
I knew he was a very good player, but I was very nervous coming into today's match. But the match went very well for me today. And I didn't really expect to win this easily.
Yeah, I really wanted to see Mech and Flash, man.
뮤탈리스크를 끝까지 고집하신 이유가 있을까요?
테란전은 요즘 뮤탈리스크를 잘 못 쓰면 못 이기기 때문에 뮤탈리스크만 잘 쓰자 생각해서.
If you don't use your Mutalisk well against Terran, you will not be able to win well against Terran. And that's why I practiced a lot using Mutalisk against Terran. We saw it there in those games. That Mutalisk control was top-notch.
Mutas against no thoughts.
모든 대회에서 목표는 우승이었고.
Has that kind of effect.
게임이 잘 풀렸는데 16강에도 좋은 경기 보여드리고 싶어요.
네, 앞으로도 좋은 모습 기대하겠습니다.
The goal for every tournament for me this year was to win, to take the championship.
잠시 후 전 세계 스타트 팬들이
And that's the same for this tournament. And so I'm in the round of 16, and I'm on my way.
Fantastic interview from Life, and yeah, very, very. He wasn't expecting to play against Bio. I mean, I'm sure he was very surprised because of how poorly he did against Mech at the DreamHack winner. Yeah. And now coming into this, like, oh, you're going Bio. Okay, this is a pleasant surprise, and just wins.
Yeah, exactly. Well, guys, we are going to take a quick break, so stay tuned. We will have Scarlet up next.